Hello guys, welcome back. So before starting further, let's do quick revision of what we saw in the previous lessons. So what we saw in the previous session, we saw three important properties. Three important properties were valency, right? Then next was atomic size, yes, and third was metallic and non-metallic character. Or you can say metallic and non-metallic properties whatsoever. So what is valency? Valency is combining capacity of an element, or you can say valency is nothing. But valency is determined by using the number of valence electrons present in the outermost shell. So if outermost shell has 3 electrons, so valency is 3, because in this case the element is going to donate its 3 electrons. If the number of valence electrons in the outermost shell is 5, so in this case an element is going to accept 3 electrons, so valency is 3. So you can define valency is nothing but how many electrons an element will either donate or accept to complete its octet state is nothing but valency. Next is atomic size. What is atomic size? Atomic size is determined by using atomic radius. So what is atomic radius? Atomic radius is nothing but distance between center of the nucleus and outermost shell is atomic radius. So if the size is greater or radius is greater, the size is greater, and if radius is small, the size of an element is small. So this happens while moving from left to right in a period. Each time one electron is added. So with large number of electrons in outermost shell, and like you can say nucleus has fear of losing those electrons. So what nucleus does is nucleus holds all its electrons so tightly so that none of the electrons lose, or you can say move out of its shell. And so because of this, the size shrinks, or the size is a bit smaller. Whereas if an element has less electrons in its outermost shell, 1, 2 or 3, in that case nucleus is sure that these electrons are going to leave me sooner or later. So in that case nuclear doesn't hold them so tightly. Okay, so in this case the size is bit large. So while moving from left to right in a period, each time one electron is added, and so the size decreases, atomic size decreases. While moving from top to bottom, each time one new shell is added. So because of that the size increases. Okay, now if we talk about metallic and non-metallic character, you must remember that zigzag line separates metals from non-metals. Left hand side elements are metals, right hand side are non-metals, and the borderline elements are metalloids. So you have to remember the name of metalloids. Like they can ask metalloid in the second period, metalloid in the third period, P block, like all the metalloids are in P block, but they can ask metalloid in the third group, fourth group, whatsoever it is. Okay, so you have to remember the names and the position. So HH will surely help you to remember those names. Okay, further we'll move metallic and non-metallic character. So while traveling from left to right in a period, we see metals on the left hand side and non-metals on the right hand side. So we can say metallic character decreases and non-metallic increases, exactly opposite for top to bottom in a column or in a group. Okay, and so we are done with this, and even we discussed few questions. If you remember, from this part we discussed few questions. So now we'll start where we left. So what are the values of N for the shells KL and M? So you know there is one formula 2n square which gives the value. So value of N here for K shell is 1, for L is 2, and for M is 3. Okay. What is the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in a shell? Write a formula. So the formula is 2n square, and maximum number of electrons is 2n square. So first is 2, next is 8, 18, 32 and so on. Deduce the maximum electron capacity of the shell. So you have to define capacity for each shell, K, L and M. What is the relationship between electronic configuration of an element and its valency? So you know valency of an element is determined by the number of valence electrons present in its outermost shell. So this electronic configuration will let us know how many electrons are there in its outermost shell. So by looking at those number of electrons in its outermost shell, we can determine what the valency is. Okay. Atomic number of beryllium is 4 and that of oxygen is 8. So beryllium atomic number is 4. So electronic configuration will be 2, 2. Here oxygen is 8. So 2, 6. Both the cases they have valency 2. But here beryllium will donate this 2 electrons and oxygen will accept this. Oxygen will accept 2 electrons. A table on the next page is made on a basis of modern periodic table. Write in it the electronic configuration of the first 20 elements. So if you remember, we created that song H.E. Libib Sinofni, naughty Muggy allowed Simon put sugar clothes around. So this will help you to remember first 18 elements along with the name, symbols, atomic number, electronic configuration and so on. So after 18 we have to remember 2 elements, that is K and Ca. K is for potassium and Ca is for calcium. Okay, so we have to remember that. And so even after knowing the valency, we can get their electronic configuration will definitely help us to know what the valency is. Symbol you know. So the song itself gives us the symbols and all. What is the periodic trend in the variation of valency while going from left to right? So left to right, when you move here, I said refer class notes, because this where the hard copy we circulate during offline classes. But now as we have online classes, I have scanned all those documents. So here it is saying refer class notes. So I'll explain you what the answer here is. What is the periodic trend in the variation of valency while going from left to right within a period? So if you remember left to right, what you will talk about, they are saying with reference to second period and third period. So valency increases from 1, 2, 3, 4 and after reaching to 4 it decreases 3, 2, 1 and valency is 0 for 0 group elements. What is the periodic trend in the valency while going down a group? So down a group, each time a new shell is added. You can talk about metallic, non-metallic characters and all. So here the answer is the valency of an element is determined by the number of valence electrons in the outermost shell of an atom of an element. All the elements in a group have the same number of valence elements, therefore elements in the same group show same valency. So all the elements in the same group, they have same valency. So here they have given one example, like elements in the group 1, they have valency 1. So group 2 have valency 2. So this I explained you. For elements of group 18, so they have their octet state complete. Okay, exception is helium, because helium has 2 electrons in its outermost shell. Now use your brain. By referring to the modern periodic table, find out periods to which the above elements belong. Okay, so where are those elements? The elements belong to period 2. Okay, so here in this question elements are missing. So you can refer to textbook, you can see, let's see, textbook page number was 25. So here we have, okay, so the question is by referring to the modern periodic table, find out groups to which above elements belong. So where these elements belong, lithium, sodium, potassium, they belong to group 1. They are saying period 2, so I guess I have read the wrong question. Oh, sorry. Achha, find out the group to which it belongs. Yes. Achha, find out to period to which it belongs. Let's see. So I guess So they are talking about these elements. So these elements belong to period 2. These elements belong to period 2. Arrange the above elements in decreasing order of their atomic radius. So you have to decreasing order. So start with highest and then lower. So here is this question and we have to arrange in decreasing order. Okay. This is the question. Okay, so we have to arrange this in decreasing order. So we'll start with 152, 111, then 88, 77, 74, 66. So it is already arranged. Does this arrangement match with the pattern of the second period of the modern periodic table? So yes, this does match because lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen are all elements those belong to period 2. Which of the above elements have the biggest and smallest atom? So the biggest is lithium and smallest is oxygen. What is the periodic trend observed in the variation of atomic radius while going from left to right? So atomic size decreases. By referring to the modern periodic table, find out the group to which above elements belong to. Now they are talking about this question. What happens for like this PDF books and our actual books? Sometimes a page is like here and there. So even see like when I am referring to this and I am referring to this, I guess there is a difference of a page. Okay, not only for you, even when I download my books, there are like difference in the page number when you see in PDF and page number we actually have in the books which we have in our hand. So physical books, I don't know why, but there is problem. By referring to the modern periodic table, to which group? So these elements all belong to group 1. So all these elements belong to group 1. Arrange the above elements vertically downwards. So increasing order of their atomic radius. So it should gradually increase. Okay. Does this arrangement match with the pattern of group 1? Yes, it does match. Which of the above elements have the biggest and smallest atom? So this is the smallest and this is the biggest. What is the periodic trend observed in the variation of atomic radii? So while moving from top to bottom, atomic size goes on increasing. What is the cause of non-metallic character of elements? So non-metallic character is electronegativity. Electronegativity is they accept electrons. Okay. What is expected trend in variation of non-metallic character of elements from left to right? So left to right, electronegativity increases, that is non-metallic character increases. So due to this there is like decrease in size. What would be the expected trend in the variation of non-metallic characters from down a group? So top to bottom, electronegativity, like electropositivity apni increases and electronegativity decreases. So here you can say there is, here they have said electronegativity increases and electronegativity decreases. So there is printing mistake. So electropositivity increases and negativity decreases. Okay. And so now here they have said question 1, question 2. As I said, these are the earlier hard copy. Okay, question 1, 2, 3, 4 are discussed in class. So we will discuss now because the class is now, like I mean to say, this is not actual now. So we'll discuss it now. Okay. So question 1 is match the following. That is okay. You guys can do it. We'll start with question number 2. So question 2. So question 2. Choose the correct option. MCQ. The number of electrons in the outermost shell of alkali metals. Alkali metals is 1. Alkaline earth metal is 2. Halogens 7. Alkaline earth metals have valency 2. This means that their position in the modern periodic table is in group 2. Is in group 2. Molecular formula of chloride of an element X is HCl. This compound is a solid having high melting point. Which of the following elements be present in the same group as X? HCl. HCl, that means valency is 1. Okay, so here it is HCl. So what does that mean? Valency is 1 1, so it is NaCl. Valency is NaCl. In which block of the modern periodic table are non-metals found in P block? An element has its electronic configuration 2,8,2. Now I would like if you pause the video here and answer these questions yourself. Make a note of it, like take a pen and paper, note it down, note your answers, and let's tally where you are right and where you are wrong. So I would be happy if you pause your video here and try to answer these questions for yourself. So what is the atomic number of this element? It's so easy, you'll add this number, it is 12. What is the group of this element? So last shell contains 2 electrons, so it belongs to group 2. अगर लास्ट शेल में 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन होता तो ग्रुप 1 आता था. टू विच पीरियड डज दिस एलिमेंट बिलोंग? सो अब कौन से पीरियड को बिलोंग करता है? तो 1 2 3, कितने शेल से? 3. तो कौन सा पीरियड है इसका? थर्ड पीरियड. विद विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग एलिमेंट्स वुड दिस एलिमेंट रिजेंबल? ये किसके साथ रिजेंबल करेगा? सो विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग लाइक अपने को क्या होना चाहिए इसका? ये दिए है एटॉमिक नंबर, लेकिन ये इसकी वैलेंसी 2 है, तो यहाँ पे कोई ऐसा हो जिसकी वैलेंसी 2 होनी चाहिए. सो बेरिलियम के साथ ये क्या होगा? मैच होगा, रिजेंबल करेगा. ओके, oh that was so fast, I'm so sorry. Okay. Write down the electronic configuration of the following elements from the given atomic number and answer the following questions with examples. Okay, with explanation, I'm so sorry. They have said question 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is question 4. Lithium, silicon, helium, Na. Okay, so this is 3, 14, 2, sodium is 11 and P, phosphorus is 15. Which of these elements belong to third period? So what you will do, from this atomic number you will write electronic configuration. After writing electronic configuration, those elements like they have 3 shells, they belong to third period. So silicon is 2,8,4, third. 2,8,1, third period. P 2,8,5. Okay, these are the elements. Which of these elements belong to group 2? Group 2. Elements should have 2 in their last shell. 2. So no, because it's 2,5. Calcium is 2,8,8,2. So this belongs to group 2. Sulfur is 2,8,6. No. Beryllium is 2,2. So definitely this, and this is argon is inert gas, noble gas. Okay, so the answer is calcium and beryllium. Which is the most electronegative element among this? Most electronegative. So as we have seen, while moving towards right, electronegativity increases. So towards right, which element is towards right? So the sequence is lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. Okay, and aluminium is in the metal section, so this will not be included. So electronegativity is oxygen. Oxygen. Electronegativity increases towards oxygen. Okay. Next. Beryllium, carbon, oxygen. Okay. And what they have asked, which is the most electropositive. So what is electropositive? Metals are generally electropositive and non-metals are generally electronegative. Why so? Because metals have a tendency to donate electrons and non-metals on the other hand always have a tendency to accept electrons. Okay. So when we were asked in the above question about electropositivity and electronegativity, Okay, so towards the right, what we find is, if you remember that metallic decreases and non-metallic increases. So non-metallic increases, so that's why here it was oxygen. And for beryllium, carbon, oxygen, what they have asked is electropositive. So positive, electropositive. Beryllium is 2,2, 2,4. Oxygen is towards non-metal. So beryllium, boron, ये भी कहाँ पे जाएगा? Towards non-metal. So aluminium ये अपना क्या आ जाएगा? Electropositive. Sodium, phosphorus, chlorine and all. Which of these elements have largest atoms? So how can you define with largest atom? With size. Okay, so we will write 2,8,1, 2,8,5, 2,8,7, 2,8,4, 2,8,2. So one with high, like more electrons, nucleus will hold them tightly. So the size will shrink. So the size will shrink for chlorine, for phosphorus, for silicon. Magnesium last में 2 electrons and sodium has 1 electrons. So this sodium is of greater size. Which of this has smallest size? So lithium is 2,1, beryllium is 2,2, sodium and potassium. So here you can see lithium and beryllium. Okay, so 2,1 and 2,2, definitely 2,2 will have smaller size. Okay, be careful while doing this type of questions. You have to be very alert and think in all possible ways. Aluminium, silicon. Which of the above elements have the highest metallic character? So which of this has highest metallic character? Definitely sodium, because this is on the extreme left hand side, na? So as we told, left hand side has metals. Which of the above element has highest non-metallic? So highest non-metallic will be fluorine, because it is towards right. Oxygen के बाद भी fluorine आता है ना, तो ये कैसा हो जाएगा? Highest non-metallic character. Okay. Next question, question number 5. Write the name and symbol of the elements from the description. Okay, you can easily do that. So if even you would like, you can pause here, note down your answers so that we can check whether you are right or wrong. Okay, so first what they have asked is an atom having the smallest size. Atom having the smallest size. So definitely you will answer hydrogen. But hydrogen and helium. So helium has 2 electrons. Okay, so the smallest is helium, not hydrogen. Next, an atom having the smallest atomic mass. Smallest atomic mass is definitely hydrogen. Next, the most electronegative. The most electronegative, what you can say, atom. Electronegative atom is fluorine. Okay, fluorine. The noble gas with the smallest atomic radius, noble gas is helium. Definitely helium, neon, argon. With smallest atomic radius is helium. The most reactive metal. The most reactive metal is potassium. Sodium and potassium are highly reactive. Okay, so here it was metal or non-metal? Okay, sorry, the most reactive non-metal. Non-metal is fluorine. Okay, I read as metal. So metal is potassium, sodium, potassium, but here non-metal is fluorine. Write a short note on Mendeleev's periodic law. You can write it. Structure of modern periodic table, you know we have discussed it very briefly, everything we did. Okay, third is position of isotopes in the Mendeleev's and modern periodic table. Even we discussed this. Okay, so what about position and all? Metallic character, give reasons. Atomic size goes on decreasing while going from left to right in a period. So left to right each time one electron is added, and because of this the nucleus gives a stronger pull. So वही आंसर है. So here you can see, while going from left to right within a period, atomic number increases by 1, meaning the positive charge on the nucleus increases by 1 unit at a time. However, the additional electron gets added to the same outermost shell. Due to the increased nuclear charge, the electrons are pulled towards the nucleus to a greater extent, and thereby the size of atom decreases. Metallic character goes on decreasing while going from left to right, because you find metals on left hand side and non-metals on the right hand side. Elements belonging to the same group have the same valency, because this was the basic rule of classification of modern periodic table, Henry. Elements belonging to the same group show same valency. Okay, so I guess the same question is repeated. The third period contains only 8 elements, even though the electron capacity of the shell is 18. So if you remember, this was because of the law of electron octet. Okay, so that was the reason. Write the names from description. This we can do. Write the names from the description. The period with electrons in the shells K, L and M. So you can write name of the elements which have K, L and M in shell. So all third period elements have 3 electrons in their outermost shell. Sorry, they have 3 shells. The group with valency 0 is 0 group elements. So here it will be third period third. The group with valency 0 is 0 group elements or 18 group elements. The family of non-metals having valency 1 is chlorine. Non-metals they have asked. Family of metals having valency 1. Family of metals having 1 is alkali metals. Okay. Next, what they have asked is family of metals having valency 2 is alkaline earth metals. Metalloids in the second and third period. So you know boron, arsenic and all. Okay, here you can see boron, silicon and all. Second period का boron है, third का silicon. Non-metals in the third period. So third वाले का HHE लिबिब से याद करो. सिनोफनी, नॉटी मग्गी, अलाउड साइमन. सिलिकॉन आया, वो एक मेटलॉइड. अब इसके आगे के सब क्या होंगे? नॉन मेटल्स. अलाउड साइमन. पुट शुगर क्लोथ्स अराउंड. पुट शुगर यानी क्या आएगा? फॉस्फोरस एंड सल्फर. 2 elements having valency 4. This you can definitely answer. You can say beryllium, calcium and all. Okay, so I hope you are clear with the lesson. We have discussed everything. Here you can see this was the last. Okay, so we have discussed everything and I hope you are clear with the concept. So in the next session we will start with the new lesson. Okay, that would be chemical reactions and equations. Again it is chemistry, but like after doing this lesson number 2 we should definitely move to lesson number 3. So why I started with chemistry, as I told you, so that you can have time before your regular schedule starts. Okay, so this will definitely help you, or you can have your time to study, to learn new things. Like there are many new things you might be learning these days. Okay, so we'll stop here now. Bye guys, take care. To remind you again, we are done with this lesson. In the next session we'll start with new lesson. Bye, take care.